not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And the human race is an evolution in progress. Now this video right here is going to warm my cockles. I'm going to have a little fun on this one. This is a response video to TJ.Sotomayor's video about Blackface. You know, since white people are just going nuts, you know, with the Blackface thing, and he did a video about it, you know. And his video was just half-wit, regurgitated garbage. I'm like, it was very messy, it was very sloppy, you know, and I kind of expect more from Tommy. You know, I know that he had his toe tapping shoes on, but still, I expect, you know, it's almost like he didn't want to do it, but you know, he had to do it and to defend his white followers. See, it works just like clockwork. White people go out of bounds and do some shit. These snowflakes and these ginchus like TJ.Sotomayor had step on the scene and tell and say to black people, wag his finger like, oh, black people, don't get mad. Look what you're doing. Don't be hypocrites. You know what I mean? Leave white people alone. Look what's going on with with your people and so forth. And as unique and as original as Tommy claims he is, he's still following the same old script. And I don't understand, you know, how somebody can play both sides of the fence. How can he be helping the black community and still acting like a guard dog for white people and barking at black people? Hence, one YouTuber said the reason, a white person said the reason why he likes TJ.Sotomayor because he defends white people. Wow, white people. We're talking about the most powerful so-called race on earth, the most influential. You know what I'm saying? They conquered most of it, and yet and still they need defending. We're talking about people who got to live in the best neighborhoods. You got the technology, the police, the FBI, the CIA, all at their disposal, and you know they need defending by some Ginchi, for real. But okay, here goes. I'm going to completely, what I consider, eviscerate his argument. First of all, because it was poor. It wasn't one of his best efforts. You know what I mean? I know that after he put on his red, black, and green display, what was that video? You know what I'm saying? That racist video when he says racism is in the system, which I give him props for that video. But I knew, you know what I'm saying, that when that video pissed off his white constituents, that yeah, you know what I mean, he had to get back on that steamboat and sing Old Man River until his lungs collapsed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? His white followers, his viewers, will only let him, you know, pump his black fist in the air every now and then, until he has to go back to shuffling his feet real hard. So, and this video right here was trying to redeem himself amongst his white followers, because that's who he really caters to. See, the thing is with black people are so used to being bashed and ran through the mud and taking hard hits and criticism. We're just used to it. White people aren't. So for a black person to try to appeal to both black people and white people, they have to walk on eggshells with white people while being extremely tough on black people, which is fucking ridiculous. See, this is the reason why I'll never be a Tommy supporter ever again. I'm like, dude insults my intelligence. Even watching this video, you know what I'm saying, my IQ dropped 5 points. You know, I had to fucking read a Noam Chomsky book just to gain my IQ level back. But here goes. Now, of course, he said that all us black people shouldn't be mad or angry or vexed at white people for putting on for them putting on blackface when us black people put on whiteface, you know, especially in certain movies. Okay, hold up. So now he's saying that black racism has the same impact as white racism. Okay, so he's now saying that black people and white people are on the same playing field now. Now going back, you know, to his racism is a system, which is pretty much his only pro-black theory that he stands by, even though a lot of whites disagree with it. He says it's an uneven playing field, that black people can't be racist. He said this, black people can't be racist because we don't have the power, you know what I'm saying, to make the system benefit us as white people do. So then how in the fuck can black racism be as powerful as white racism when he himself stated that black people do not have the power? They don't have the same impact. You see what I'm saying? It's, you know, with TJ.Sotomayor videos, there's no continuity with him. I'm like, so, you know, so there's no way black people donning on whiteface can even, you know what I'm saying, compared to white people donning on blackface, even going by his own theory. But hence, you know what I'm saying, those shoes are tapping. But I look at it like this. Could you imagine a homeless person, you know, or, you know, who walks around a bunch of rich people, and then he puts on a scarf and has a teacup in his head and starts mimicking rich people and say shit like, do you have any grape poupon? You know, I drink tea every day at 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm taking my French poodle to get a manicure. You know, and he's doing things that kind of like mimic rich people, and these rich people are looking at him and they're kind of like laughing and giggling at this. You know, they even throw change in his hats, you know what I'm saying? They find this amusing. Now, imagine if, let's say, a rich person or a well-to-do person or a person that's not homeless goes around a bunch of homeless people and start mimicking them. He puts on a dirty trench coat and he walks around and says, hey, you got some change. Hey, I'll wipe your windshield down for $1 and this and that. Hence, and everybody knows this person is rich and he's mocking homeless people. Yeah, it's a lot more, it has a lot more of an impact. That dude is coming off as an asshole because these people are, you know what I'm saying, they're down on their luck and so forth. You know, see, so hence, black people putting on whiteface does not have nowhere near the impact of white people putting on blackface. And also in his freaking poorly put together dissertation, he completely left out the historical aspect of blackface. You know, going back to the days of slavery, you know, and the impact it had for, you know what I'm saying, over 100 years. He completely left that out. There's no way he could have asserted that in his argument. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have worked. So hence, like what a lot of these other Genchis do, you know what I'm saying, they just leave it out. You know what I'm saying? Pretend it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking white people has been putting on blackface just fucking yesterday. You know, that's why this video was so fucking sorry. But yeah, still had over, from the last time I saw it, had over 8,000 views and a bunch of fucking thumbs up, man. I'm like, well, a load of fucking bull crap. But, you know, alright, here we go. Now, he used Hollywood, which Hollywood is just a horrible example. Like he talked about, you know, the Wayne brothers and white chicks. And I'll tell you about the movie White Chicks. That offended black men more than white people, because hence, black men, you know what I'm saying, we talk about the feminization of black men, and we look at black chicks, we just see two black men once again dressing up as females. And then he goes into when Martin Lawrence dressed up like a white guy, and who else? And he used some other example, you know what I'm saying, David Chappelle dressing up like his white guy. And I tell you one thing, when black people do dress up like white people and imitate and mock them, they try to imitate the upper crust, you know, the white people that are well-to-do and that are kind of well-spoken and so forth. But let's go into some modern movies, on you know what I'm saying, white movies, you know what I'm saying. Let's take Tropic Thunder. Now, I wasn't offended by Robert Downey Jr. when he downed it on Blackface, even though I know Hollywood is still trying to sneak that Blackface in on the low. But that was a funny ass movie. I watched that movie periodically. Then there's Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell. You know, and Ray Dong Chong was in that movie with him, where Ray Dong Chong was the pre-Halle Berry, as I said. And then you had Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. There was a scene in there where Dan Aykroyd donned on blackface and he tried to imitate a Jamaican. So, and these movies were kind of popular movies, and the blackface in it wasn't considered all that offensive, even though, yeah, there were factions that were very offended and caused quite a controversy, especially the movie Soul Man and Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. But still, I'll give them a pass. Let's say that these modern movies, those modern movies where white people in blackface pretty much counteracted, or you know what I'm saying, or countered the movies where black people are dressing up in whiteface and so forth. But it don't have that same fucking impact. But okay, but white people are donning on blackface in a normal level. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the typical black people putting on whiteface. I've never seen that. I'm like, you can't even find photos of you know, white people dressing up for Halloween or whatever wearing whiteface. You know? And that's why it still does not have that same imprint. You know, and the thing is, also another way that Tommy Sotomayor is wiping white people's boo-boo is he's saying, oh, there, you know what I'm saying, there's only a low percentage of white people doing this. It's not even half white people. He's saying like white people are barely doing this. Hint, but still, if a white person dons on blackface and are in this shit, and he goes to a party, you know, with his white friends or white associates, you think the white people would be like, oh man, you're wearing blackface, that's offensive, man, you can't get in this party right here, man, we're going to try to be PC here. No, he's going to go to his white parties and around white people, the white people are going to laugh and they're going to snicker and so forth. So it's funny how Tommy Sotomayor left that out. So, you know, so that's, you know, yeah, so I'm just having fun with this argument here. I can just run it through the dirt. But as I said before, he left the whole the history of blackface out, that when white people do mock us, they make us seem like we're lazy, we're slew-footed, that we live a life without responsibility. You know, all we do is shuck and jive, sing and dance. We have low intelligence. Hence, even when black people put on face, you know, that Hollywood, which I don't even know why would you use Hollywood as a, you know what I mean, as a crutch. But even still, when you look at Hollywood and movies, man, you got fucking white people playing as Mexicans. You got Mexicans playing as Indians. You have Indians pretending to be playing as Eskimos. You got Chinese people playing as Japanese people and so forth. You got black people portraying Aboriginals. So, and then plus you got human beings portraying aliens from outer space. So, yeah, I'm like, that. It's just a weak argument. I'm like, you know, try harder, dude. You know, and so forth. Now, now, one thing he also says is weave. In his fascination with weave, like, oh, black females are wearing blonde weaves, so how can we get mad at blackface when? I'm like, wow, it's getting worse. Now, the thing is, there is a difference between mocking somebody and giving somebody a compliment. You know, human beings, you know, throughout history have seen other cultures do something or wear a style or whatever, and they want to imitate it or they want to adapt that style. Hence, when black females wear a weave, do you think they're really doing that to ridicule white women? I'm like, you can even do a consensus and ask white women, do you get offended when you see black women with blonde weaves, and do you feel insulted and so forth? And I guarantee you they'll tell you no. You know, and then look at all the white females that trying to wear their hair like black females, cut their hair a certain way, and all the white dudes like MC Search when he's part of third base, getting his third base cut in the back of his head and having a flat top. Dude, would you consider that an insult to black people, that it's on the same level as Blackface? No. They're just pretty much adopting a style from another culture that they like. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, when cultures and people intertwine, there may be something that another culture does that they like, and they say, oh wow, I want to rock that, and so forth. That's why you have so many white people with dreadlocks. Why don't TJ.Sotomayor talk about the white people with dreadlocks? You know, a style that I see white men, especially the liberals and the beatniks, white people with dreadlocks, white people with cornrows and so forth. I haven't seen whites try to imitate a Jamaican accent, you know what I'm saying, like they're from the Caribbeans and so forth. So, hence. so would you say these whites are putting on blackface? No, I'm like, they're just pretty much embracing another culture. And you know, and we live in different times now. I'm like, it's not the 1960s anymore. I'm like, first of all, we know that black women have been wearing weaves since the Egyptians ruled the earth. There's also and I've made videos about black men doing things, wearing hair hats. And you know, there's tribes of people that put feathers in their hair and mock birds. So would you say these tribal people hate being human beings and wish to be birds because they put feathered headdresses and act like a certain bear and do bird calls or whatever? See, his approach is not educational. I'm like, it's just for, you know what I mean, YouTube shits and giggles. But people actually think this fucking guy is for real. I think this guy is fucking dropping knowledge. I'm like, no. The shit he says should not be taken seriously. You know, but the only reason why I'm doing this response video is because people actually think that he downplayed the magnitude of blackface, which I'm like, what he's done is almost unforgivable.